Okay, guys, Dr. Fraser here. Happy New Year to every one of you. And I know many of you have been waiting for my video, what's going to happen in 2015. Now that we've crossed that imaginary line into 2015, what are we going to do? Is there any difference between the days? No, they are not different. The only difference it's going to make is what you will change in your thinking, what you're going to change in the way you think and the way you see things, whether you will speak the same language as God speaks the same language. Okay, because if you are going to be successful in 2015, the only difference is going to be is what your thinking is going to be and how you see things. Okay, because the Bible says that faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So if you want to start seeing some good things in 2015, you gotta see it. You gotta be pregnant with it. Okay, you gotta see that within you. You gotta see it before it manifests. And Jesus made the same statement that whatsoever you desire, whatsoever you desire. So you gotta have a desire. You gotta have a chief aim. You gotta have a goal for this particular year. You gotta have a chief aim. If your chief aim is to make $5,000 a month, then you got to put that down on a paper. If your chief aim is to start a ministry, you got to put down on a paper. If your chief aim is to take your business to the next level, you got to put that on paper. So Jesus said, whatsoever you desire. So there must be a desire. Whatsoever you desire, and you have to be possessed with the desire. You got to be obsessed with the desire, because until you get possessed with that desire and get obsessed with that desire, you will not do whatever it takes to make that happen. Okay, so this particular year 2015 is only the beginning, the first week. If you haven't have your chief aim, I wanted to put down your chief aim. What is it you are looking for this year? What is it that you are dreaming about this year? What do you want to achieve this year? Because if you don't write that vision down, you will just be running to and fro by every wind of doctrine. You'll be tossed and fro by every business opportunity that rises on the horizon. You'll be jumping from one place to the other because you are not stable, and a rolling stone will gather no moss. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying this year? You gotta have a chief aim. What is your chief aim this year? What is it you are looking for in business? What is it you are looking for in your career? What is it you're looking for? Are you looking to quit your job? Are you looking to retire early? What is your chief aim? So Jesus said, whatsoever you desire. And this is that big secret that the wealthy people have, that many people think they don't know, but we know it. What is your chief aim? Jesus taught this. So whatsoever you desire, whatsoever you desire. So that means you must have a chief aim, and you must be possessed with a chief aim. You must be so obsessed with it that when somebody comes and tells you that that is not going to happen, you look at a person and say, you were joking, because you're so obsessed with it. You dream about it. When you sleep in your dream, that is what you see. That must be your chief aim this year. What is your chief aim in your business? What is your chief aim? You must have a chief aim. You must write that down, okay? Because Habakkuk says to write that vision down, the book of Habakkuk. So write that vision down. If you listen to me and you don't believe in God, that's your problem, because God is. But it's okay if you don't believe. Just pretend that you believe in Him and that He's writing His words to you. He says that, what is your chief aim? Write the vision down. Why do you need to write the vision down? So you can run with it, because you don't want to crawl with a vision. You don't want to just walk with a vision. You want to run with a vision, because when the vision is so much embedded in you, it's like you are pregnant. Okay, you're pregnant with it. That is that's how much you should be possessed with your chief aim. You got to possess with it. You got to be pregnant with it. Okay, and that's what Abraham, when in the book of Genesis, when God called Abraham, he said, you're going to be a father of many nations, and he was laughing. In fact, he and the wife Sarah, They were laughing at God when God told them that, because they didn't believe it. They had no chief aim. They didn't believe it. And so Sarah said, well, we have Hagar in the house. Let's give you Hagar. But God didn't mean Hagar. God said, you're going to have your own children. And he didn't believe it. He didn't believe it. So the one night he was sleeping in his tent, in the Middle East, they built tents, those times, and he was sleeping in his tent, and God comes and wake him up in the middle of the night. He said, Abraham, wake up, wake up. And I'm sure he was so sleepy. He said, what the hell, God, why are you waking me up in the middle of the night? In the middle of the night, you're waking me up to do what? He said, come out. God said, come out. Okay. And he came out, and God showed him, said, look at the sky. What do you see? What do you see? And God was trying to show Abraham his destiny in the sky. Everybody has a star. See, when Jesus was born, the Bible says that the wise men from the east, and the eastern people, they were great astrologers. Okay, they were great astrologers. So they saw the star of Jesus in the sky, and that star led them to the manger where Jesus was, and they went and worshiped him. So what I'm trying to allude at, what I'm driving at, is that everybody has a star in heaven, and you gotta, that's where your destiny is. Okay, and Abraham lived in Ur of Chaldean, where the great astrologers, master astrologers were. And so when God pulled him out of his tent and said, look into the heavens and see what a star says, and he began to look into the heaven, and God said, count the stars. So I'm sure he started counting 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 40, 60, 100, 200,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. Then he got tired. His head started spinning, running around. And God said, see your destiny in the sky? That's how your children are going to be. So God gave him a seed. He planted a seed within him, the pregnancy. So that was the chief aim God planted in Abraham, that this is what he's going to be. So from that time onward, Abraham began to believe. And the Bible says in Romans, the book of Romans chapter 4, 18 and 19, that he began to believe the things that be not, and call the things that be not as though they were. So you got to have a chief aim. You got to have a chief aim this year. Whatever happened last year is gone. Forget about it. It's gone. This year has begun. And I want you to write down your chief aim, because that is the first step of your success this year. And this year we're going to do a big project. In fact, a big project this year is going to happen, that we're gonna take to the next level. And what is your chief aim? Get possessed with your chief aim. What is it that you are looking for? What is it that you are asking God to bless this year? And as you begin to emit that energy, okay, begin to speak about that. You're gonna talk about it every day. Go to your table and read it. For example, I have $100,000 per month project this year that we've written down, and I know it's happening now, because it is that chief aim that we're gonna get to that point. We're gonna see that $100,000 per month, because it's for a good cause. Okay, we want to go out and feed hungry children. We want to go out and be a blessing to many of people, because there is so much abundance in the earth. Okay, there is so much in earth for everybody, But the problem is that 98 of the people on the planet Earth have no chief aim, or either they have a different chief aim every day. So there's nothing to focus on. So you got to focus on one thing. You got to have a chief aim, because that is where faith will come in. Have a chief aim, get possessed with a chief aim, and then work towards a chief aim. There are two schools of thoughts. The Bible says in the book of Hebrew that faith without works is dead. So once you have a chief aim, then you have to find how to get that done. But most people always are looking for the how. Okay, how to do it. How do I get rich? How do I build a business? How do I do this? How? No, that is not the problem. The problem is get a chief aim. See it, baby. You gotta see it. Jesus said, whatsoever you desire. So you gotta see that thing happen now. You gotta see it in your spirit. You gotta see it in the third dimension, that this is happening now. See that big house you are looking for. See yourself walking in it, talking in it, looking out of the window. If you want that house to be open towards the ocean or towards a lake or whatever view you're looking at, see that in your spirit. And when you wake up in the morning, open up your window and begin to see that, because when you begin to see it, it's going to happen to you, because that means you are being possessed with that, being obsessed with it. Okay, be obsessed with your chief aim, because when you are obsessed with your chief aim, nothing can stop you. I remember when I wanted to become a doctor, I was like 11 years old. I've gone to the hospital. My mom had her last born, and she was bleeding so much, and they took her to the hospital. And so, you know, I just saw in my spirit that, God, I don't want to see people suffer anymore. I want to help people. That was when I got pregnant with becoming a doctor. And although we live in an area where it was very poor, and we didn't have much, but I saw it in my spirit. So what happened? I saw myself wearing a white coat, lab coat in the hospitals. I remember I was dreaming about it, walking on the ward. I was just like a teenager walking on the wards. And so what happened was that I began to excel in school, and I got scholarships over scholarships and scholarships, and you know, and it became a reality to become a doctor. And I can tell you stories upon stories using this chief aim. You know, when I moved to the United States, in the same way, I use the same principle. The GFM, I saw myself here with all my legal papers and everything, citizenship and everything, and I began to confess that. And I remember people were telling me that you don't have lawyers, you don't have money, how are you gonna be legally, you know, have all the things on this land? But I began to seize my spirit, and that was my chief aim. I'll dream about it. I'll wake up in the morning, and when I was meditating, like 5 o'clock in the morning, I'll sit down and I'll be meditating. I'll be seeing myself. I saw my papers with immigration all signed and everything done. I saw from the green card to my citizenship, and I saw that in my spirit. And guess what? God brought lawyers that came on the scene to help without taking a penny. So what I'm saying is that you gotta have a chief aim, seeing yourself, and then finally, you know, I became a citizen of the United States. And I mean, there are many stories I can tell you that we've used this principle and it's worked today. And so today it's still gonna work in 2015 for you. Whatever business you're building, whatever is it that you were looking for in life, God says that whatsoever you desire. So what is your desire? What is your chief aim? What is it you are looking for? I want you to focus on that. Be possessed with it. Be obsessed with it. Speak about it. Write the vision down. Not on a computer. Not a computer. Write it on a piece of paper. Read it to yourself every day. Have that affirmation in you. Read it every day. Believe it. See yourself in it. If you want healing in your body, I want you to get up and begin to walk. Believe in it. Write scriptures on healing and begin to focus on that. Begin to see yourself healed, and you be healed. Okay, just like the woman with the issue of blood. I mean, this woman in the book of Mark, the Bible says that this woman has lost everything that she had. Man, this woman lost everything. I mean, she spent 12 years looking for healing in her body, and she went from doctors to doctors, from specialists to specialists, and everybody was telling her, oh my, this is a congenital disease, you are never going to be healed. And then one day she got a chief aim that if I will touch the hem of his garment, I will be healed. If I touch the hem of his garment, I'll be healed. And so she became pregnant with that. So she was waiting for the opportunity when Jesus was going to come to town. She was waiting for the opportunity to get and touch the hem of the garment. So that chief aim, because when you have the chief aim, you get possessed with it, you take action. Okay, when you are so possessed with your chief aim, you take action. So the first thing you want in this 2015 is to have a chief aim. What is it you're looking for? What is it you're looking for? Do you want a master's degree? Do you want to get married? Whatever is it you're looking for, write it down. Get possessed with it, and then begin to take action. Alright, I'm going to end my video right now. We'll go to the next step in my next video. After your chief aim, what is it that you need to be able to make that money? There's no reason anybody should be poor on the planet called Earth. There is no reason why anybody will be poor on this planet, because God has put enough resources for every one of us to have more than abundant. Jesus said, you believe in me and you have life, and life abundance. Life abundant means having everything that you need so that you can be a blessing to other people. God bless you, and I hope that 2015 is going to be your year and you take action, because there is nothing impossible to that who that believe. God bless.